Hi, Andrew Clark from Logistics Help. I'm here with Chris Wang from EWE, who is our first Upimium customer. So, Chris, tell me a bit about yourself.
I've been working in the logistics world for 10 plus years across a number of different companies. I've been on the client side originally, just working as doing our own brand for building the warehouse operation, managing transport. And the recent year I started working on the service side as a 3PL or freight forwarder, just to really tailor the solution for the customer to have the best supply chain module for them.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay, and tell me about EWE. So what's the particular focus of EWE?
EWE has been founded since 2010, for it's almost 10 years now. The business started with really focused on the China market. And we've been, as an industry leader with the cross-border e-commerce, with really building a very unique shipping model from Australia, especially for the personal shopper, for the small consumers, a C2C solution. Really moved the freight from Australia to China on a really large volume. And we also contract with Alibaba as their logistics supplier in Australia. They're only 3PL in Australia. I've been working with Chemist Warehouse, Woolworths on the Alibaba platform to fulfill their order on the very e-commerce as very promotional. There's a lot of events such as Double 11. We really has to be really reactive.
Yeah, that's actually quite a coup, getting that work into China with Alibaba. Tell me a bit about the 11/11 experience for you.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun because 11/11 is the biggest online event founded by Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba. And because you imagine you have a market of 1.5 billion people to serve, and they love Australian product, baby formula, all the pharmaceutical brand. They're just a huge demand over there. So every year as the event started, we pretty much will start preparing 6 weeks before that, just to really do the forecast of the order, do the labor planning, and on the actual day, it's a show, but it's also challenging. So the biggest day we had probably in the 17th, we had 80,000 orders in one day.
80,000 orders
in one day. Pick and pack, shipped. And the KPI was really tough. You have 24 hours order fulfillment and 72 hours from the orders being packed to landed in China. So it's been, every single order has been closely monitored, and your performance being closely watched. And we've been winning the best supplier award for the last 3 years in a row in the Alibaba system as their best supplier offshore outside of China. Yeah, it's been really cool with the experience.
Yeah, that's amazing. So 80,000 orders, but you don't do that in one day, do you? You don't ship 80,000 orders in one day.
We kind of spread a workload in 3 days, not in one day, but just imagine to complete all the orders from scratch in 3 days. That's still pretty amazing.
That is very amazing. And do you have to work 3 shifts, 24 hours to do that?
Yeah, pretty much. You just always need to. So every year we're getting a little bit better. The first year we started probably 3 a.m. in the morning, which is exactly midnight in China on the 11/11s. And we learned on the second year the order not quite actually will be there at the first second. You kind of let it accumulate a little bit, so you can come in with all the big order pool. You can start doing your peak plan, everything. So we did it in kind of 24/7 in the year one. That was 2016, and the next year that was 3 shifts, and we did 2 shifts on the 17th. It's actually gone better. Our efficiency has actually gone higher, just because we kind of know what to expect, and we kind of know when the order is going to drop. And you need to really closely talking to the platform and all the staff from Alibaba team, and to know when they're going to run the promotion. Because for that one day, 24 hours, every single minute is different. They could be running, any sort of a promotion in every minute. You always try to be at the front foot, so you're just going to be really switch on.
And so this is not your e-commerce warehouse here. We're in the Greenacre warehouse, and
correct.
And what sort of, this is more conventional 3PL?
This is kind of, as a business for us. It's we started this warehouse in actually only last year. Not even been a year and a half. We won't actually move in last April. The initial thought was we can serve the e-commerce world, such as Alibaba, the biggest e-commerce client, also the toughest, and we should be able to carry the mentality into the domestic 3PL and still make a good impact of it, because with that high KPI requirement and everything, why don't we just try to help the Australian brand to save their cost on the logistics. We moved in here 14 months ago, and purely targeting domestic 3PL. So everything in this warehouse will actually ship to in the Australian domestic address. So nothing goes overseas. So we separate this side as a domestic 3PL, and within 12 months we get it full, and we get a lot of a customer. They different industry, different type of work. There was quite a bit different to Alibaba, but still there was a lot of fun.
Yeah. But this is more traditional 3PL where you're shipping out to like retail stores or to other wholesalers, right? Yeah. Okay, so who's the ideal EWE client?
We actually gone through this journey in the last year and a half. So as a traditional 3PL, you will have easy clients just do pallet in, pallet out. It doesn't take a lot of people to manage. You just forklift off the truck, get on the shelf, then send it out. Really low maintenance from a labor standpoint. But over the time, we feel like you really needed to the customer to see the value of the operation or the solution you built for them. So we more look at the people with a lot of SKU, high SKU management, a lot of details, a lot of picking, in their case picking, or even different level of picking. The more complex they are, the better we can show them how much impact we can make for their operation. So we're actually looking for something quite as complicated, but we look at it as a positive way, as a challenging.
Yeah. So you think you can bring a lot of value to people who've got complex requirements?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And what's your job in EWE?
I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the entire EWE group.
Okay.
Yeah, I manage the entire nation. We got a Sydney, we got this warehouse, we got our cross-border warehouse in Chullora. We also have a 10,000 square meter warehouse in Melbourne, then in Brisbane. We also got a Perth operation, and outside Australia, we got Shanghai, we got Germany, and also America.
Wow, so this business has grown like a rocket ship really over the last few years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been really amazing to see. You just without even realize it, we always looked at, that's what we talked about this time last year, and the 12 months later we're on some completely different subjects.
Yeah.
So it's been happening to us every day. So every day is different.
So obviously you've just gone live with Upimium in the warehouse here. Tell me a bit about what it was like from your perspective working with us, with the team at Logistics Help, and then your experience with the product.
Sure. It's been really enjoyable working with Andrew and your team. And like I said earlier, we always wanted to build value for the customer with a lot of simplicity. So we really need to be partnered with someone, the system on the team, to be on the same page as us. Really flexible, really innovative. Just really always looking for something better rather than just follow a simple page of instruction. So this is really, really important for us. That's why we're looking just to see what we can do, as domestic market is new for EWE. So I think it's been really grateful to work with the Logistics Help team, because we can really get to the point very quickly and also turn into the implementation in a very timely manner.
Yeah. And so what was the go live like? Did you have any troubles? Did it go pretty well? Or?
Go live, every single system go live, there's always something out of expectations. There's no single go live is going to be perfect. It's exactly what I expected. It's never going to happen. But overall, the go live with Upimium, because all the homework we've been working on, the learning, the time, the resource, and with your team as well, it's been relatively smooth. And within, I think there was both clients put from go live to actually putting live in production. This all happened in the 24 hours. So there's no any kickback or anything. It's just that was a very smooth experience. Yeah.
And so how many clients have you got on board with Upimium?
We got 2 here. We got 2 initially. So we're rolling to probably 6. Probably 8 now, and we still try to roll out to the entire site.
So you've got 8 clients, right?
Yep, and that's just in Sydney. Melbourne, we started with 2 clients, and once Sydney is fully covered with Upimium, I'll get the team to just travel a bit more to Melbourne, just to train up more operator over there. And we also got our first client in Brisbane go live on Upimium last week.
That is fantastic. It's brilliant. But it's not in the e-commerce
No,
yet.
This is just more like the traditional 3PL.
Yes, traditional 3PL.
Yeah.
But you intend to move into the e-commerce
100%.
warehouse.
100%. Because I can't see the reason why we can't just apply the same system on the entire EWE business. Even in the e-commerce world, the system is more than capable enough to handling all the e-commerce orders, to do the to do all this filtering and bulk picking, such as emotional event on the promotional event online. The system has all that function in there. Yeah, we're looking at it to roll it out for our customers.
Yeah. And so when you originally making your decision, like you had a warehouse system before, but it was just a paper system, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we had a system. That system was really tailored to for the e-commerce, for pretty much for a lot of our. We inherited the system from when the business was relatively small. It's been working fine for us. Not perfect. It's doing pretty much most of the things it can do. But as the business got bigger, when we work with Alibaba, then we would do internationally and domestically. Then we really need a system to. That system we had was just not was not sophisticated enough to tick all the box. Yeah, so that's the main reason we start looking. A perfect system to cover our entire requirements.
Yeah. So I know you covered the market and you looked at all of the usual suspects that are out there in the warehouse management system land. So what was it about Upimium? And I'm thinking back to that 8-hour demo where we sat in your conference room and went through it in micro detail. Yeah. What were the things that stood out to you as the operations guy, but also to your technical team? What was it about Upimium that was really
I think it's a number of things, because yes, we do actually gone through spoke to a lot of vendors about different systems. I personally have exposure to a lot of WMS in my previous work experience, and the Upimium, the part that really got our attention for Upimium is quite unique in a way. It has a good layer with the structure, like a lot of other big systems. They have all layer, a lot of protection, a lot of security insurance. If you don't change these, you can't change that to prevent you from making mistakes. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily locking into that method. You can still have a good level of freedom to change things, change the process, and also another thing that's so important is if you make a customized requirement to the team, they do really come back to you with very quickly, just say, yeah, let's talk about this, maybe we can do it, and with a reasonable price at another time. That's also very important. Like I said, the flexibility that we try to build for our customer, so we definitely need a system to be able to, like a extension of our EWE's value and mentality. So for that part, Upimium has been super fantastic for us. Yeah.
Because you did some, what I would describe as unusual physical procedures around the way you're doing some of your clients. And we essentially, like, you've got customization in the workflows in Upimium, but you did some really, really unique things that we were able to meet. And I don't think you would have done that with any other system.
I think if you go with someone really flexible but don't really have a good knowledge of WMS, they probably will do whatever you said, but they'll come back with something quite risky, or you go with something system quite as a complete product already, but they'll be very hard to change.
Yes.
And it's so important. Like we do have crazy ideas all the time. Then because we try to be more efficient the client and our business will can share this benefit of the productivity gaining. So we always come up with new things. This is very important that we draw the plan, implement it and working, and also the risk behind it is really minimal. So that's pretty much. There's only very rarely a few systems can do on the market.
Yeah. And we've during the course of the implementation, we've trained up your team. Dennis obviously became the lead, and Dennis has trained other people. So I'm not sending you big bills for support work or anything like that, am I?
Yes. It's definitely right.
So it's your system, right?
It's pretty much, we feel like it's our own system. We can we can really play around like our backyard, and then we can a lot of freedom to. It's different. So you have to ask for access, send an email, or on the wait 3 days to just to give you a simple access to anything. We can actually do a lot of things, especially if you have a staff member quite switch on with some good warehouse knowledge. That will be a really good system opinion for them to play, because you can kind of tailor the system to really fulfill all your needs, and the operator that's been working on the opinion will actually develop their own skills as they deep into the system, because they will figure, okay, I can actually do things this way, and the system may all of a sudden explore them a new way of thinking as running an operation. So all that is very important. If you have your own people try to do new things, or you have maybe your own some sort of IT stuff, this system will really save you a lot of time and money.
Okay, brilliant. All right, so EWE, great business here. Using Upimium, that's going to be rolling out to all your clients over time. Now, if someone's interested in 3PL services and wanted to get in touch with you, where do they go? How would they contact you?
It's a very good question. It's probably something we need to work harder. We've been kind of doing all this work behind the scene. It hasn't really been too much as exposure, but we do have a website. It's www.ewe.com.au. It has info generic email to get in touch with us with any inquiries. And I would love to just put our sales team's contact out there just for everyone just to share if anyone got any inquiry. We do like I said previously, we do pretty much all the international work and also domestic 3PL. That's we'll love to help any customer who scratch their head try to find out what to do with their complex operation. They'll be the customer just say, bring to us, we'll help you.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, so thanks very much, Chris.
Thanks,
and
Andrew.
we'll be talking.
Cool.
All right.